Hey Cam Fam, it's Monica here from My Big Camera. In this video, we will be showing you how to set up for a simple bohemian style cake smash photo shoot. We wanted to show you that you don't need to spend a lot of money on props to create a stunningly beautiful and timeless session for your clients that they will fall in love with. Lately, I've been really loving simple cake smashes because the focus is then just on the baby and the cake. There's also nothing in the background distracting the baby from eating the cake. You could definitely use your creativity and maybe add some greenery or flower hoops to the backdrop, but we are keeping it very simple with this session. Make sure to stay until the end to see behind the scenes footage of the session, some tips to make sure your session goes smoothly, and some final images from the photo shoot. If you're new here, we create tutorial videos for portrait photographers, so if that's something that you're interested in, we would love it if you joined our Cam Fam by hitting that subscribe button, and make sure to hit that notification bell too so that you're notified when we release another video. We have lots more great content coming up. Okay, so let's get into the video. The first thing that you will need is some sort of cake stand. You can even use a plate, however I find that it's usually a bit too low for the baby, so a cake stand works better to bring the cake up to a more comfortable height for the baby. I happened to thrift this cake stand for $3.99. It was a brown wooden stand and it was the perfect size for a 6-inch cake. I then hand painted it with 3 layers of white chalk paint. So what I'm going to do next is use a sanding sponge to distress the edges and surface of the stand a bit. One trick to doing this so that the distressing looks natural is to sand areas that you would expect wear, like the raised edges and the larger surface areas, especially ones that are higher than other areas. Then you basically just sand until you're happy with the result.
A few moments later.
Here's the finished stand after sanding. I ended up switching to a coarser grit sandpaper because it was just taking forever with the sanding sponge. The coarser grit sandpaper was very quick and easy. I think the whole thing took me about 10 minutes to sand. I'm really happy with the results. The color of the wood underneath was a medium stained wood. For best results, you should start with a medium or dark stained wood underneath the chalk paint. The next thing you will need is the outfit. You can ask the parents to bring an outfit if you'd like, but I like to provide the outfit to ensure that the session matches the vision that I have. Since the background is so simple, the focus will be on the details like the cake and the outfit. I like to make the cake and outfit more fancy to still create a very high-end finished product. The good news is that it really doesn't need to cost very much at all. I purchased this adorable romper and head crown off of AliExpress for under $20. I'm really happy with the quality of them. I'll leave the link for them in the description if you're interested. You can also find some really nice options from H&M, Old Navy, or from Etsy boutiques. Okay, so the next thing that you're going to need is a cake. I really love very simple, semi-naked style cakes. They're very classic and natural looking, and I love that there isn't too much icing. One disclaimer I should add is that you should always check with the parents whether their child has any allergies. If they have allergies, I always ask the parents to bring the cake. That way I'm not liable if the baby has some type of reaction to the cake. I had this cake locally made and I requested a semi-naked style cake without any decorations. And then I added the flowers and greenery myself so that I could stylize it the way that I wanted. I just used some flowers and greenery that I already had on hand. It's a 6-inch cake, which is the perfect size for a cake smash in my opinion. The nice thing about this type of cake is that there isn't too much icing, so it doesn't get as messy and the icing doesn't stain the outfits, which means I can easily hand wash the outfit after the session. The wooden one cake topper is from AliExpress as well, so I'll leave a link for that in the description in case you're interested. Lastly, you will need a backdrop and any decorations that you want to use for the session. For this session, we will just be using white seamless paper because it's simple and timeless, and it's easy to just cut the paper at the end of the cake smash and throw it in the garbage. You can also use a vinyl floor drop or some plexiglass over your drop for easy cleanup. You can add balloons, a balloon garland, flowers, a floral garland, or other props to stylize the session the way that you want. Now, on to the cake smash. A few tips to make sure that your cake smash session goes smoothly. First, I always like to recommend to parents to test out a cupcake with their child before the cake smash to make sure they're okay with the taste and texture of a cake. If a baby has never been exposed to something as sugary and rich as a cake, they may hate the taste because sometimes the sugar is too overwhelming. Doing a practice smash with a cupcake a week or so before the session will give them that exposure. If the parents say that their child really hated the cupcake and gagged or spit it up, I would recommend an alternative to a cake like watermelon or pancakes or even spaghetti and meatballs. It doesn't have to be a cake for a fun and successful cake smash. Second, some babies also have sensory issues and really hate the feeling of cake and icing on their hands. I like to keep a wooden spoon close by if I notice that the baby doesn't like the feeling of the cake. Having some wipes close by to clean their hands if necessary is also a good idea. Even if the baby doesn't have any sensory issues, I like to use a wooden spoon at some point to add more variety and to make it more fun. Babies love playing and chewing on wooden spoons. If you notice that a baby isn't too interested in the cake, a wooden spoon is a really great way to get them engaged. Third, I also like to recommend that parents bring their child's favorite snack like puffs or some fruit. If the baby doesn't like the taste of the cake, you can fake it by making it look like the baby's eating the cake by putting some small snacks in the back of the cake. If you snap the pictures at the right moment, no one will ever know the difference. Four, some babies at this age will clap or bang if you say clap, clap, clap or bang, bang, bang. So I like to say this in kind of a sing-songy voice to get the baby to engage with the cake and to capture some smiling shots. Babies love to clap and will usually smile when doing so. And you can also get some really cute smashing photos with the baby smashing the cake if you get them to bang the cake. An added disclaimer, I definitely wouldn't recommend ever shoving a child's hands in the cake. I've seen some parents do that, and as a result, I always recommend to parents that they just let their child smash the cake on their own terms. If they shove their baby's hands in the cake, the baby will most likely have a meltdown and want nothing to do with the cake. Some parents think that their child really needs to smash the cake and smear it everywhere, but I like to educate them that it's really not necessary. It actually looks much nicer in photos if the beautiful cake isn't smashed to pieces. It's completely okay if a baby just wants to pick at the cake or not even eat it at all. The photos will look beautiful regardless. 5. Always have a sippy cup of water close by. A lot of babies will want to drink some water at some point, so to avoid them trying to escape the scene, having a sippy cup of water within reach can prevent that from happening. And 6. Remember to take photos from a variety of angles, from the front, from above, and close-ups of the face, hands, and feet. You can always take a little bit of cake and smear it on their foot, and the baby may even reach and try to eat some of that cake. Lastly, once a baby decides they are done with the smash, then you should stop shooting and not try to force them to get more photos. Most likely that will just end in a meltdown. You don't need a ton of photos to create a beautiful and complete gallery for your client. Just remember to keep the session positive and shoot quickly. Get all of the different angles early on so that you don't miss anything in case the baby decides that they're done. Remember to try to keep the entire experience fun and positive for both the client and for the baby. Well, that's it. We hope that you found this video helpful, and if you did, please give the video a big thumbs up so that we can keep creating more content like this. And if you want to find out how to make a really inexpensive balloon garland for under $10, I'll leave a link for that video up in the cards. And if you'd like to download our free Photoshop actions that we use for editing all of our portrait work, I will leave the link for where you can download them down in the description box below. We would love it if you would join our Cam Fam by subscribing to our channel, and be sure to turn on the notifications too. Bye for now, and remember, keep creating.